The students, so today we'll go for the next IR spectroscopy of the next inorganic compound, that is they have given thiocyanate. Okay, thiocyanate. So these are some of the pseudo halogen compounds. Okay, they are called as pseudo halogenated pseudo halogen compounds like CN, okay, cyano or nitrile, then cyano, then this is what thiocyanate, selenium cyanide, okay, or CNO minus and N3 minus. So these are some of the pseudo type of halogenated compounds, ions we can call it. And these ions may coordinate to the metal through either one of the ends of other one of the end, okay, of this atom. For example, if it is metal is coordinated with the Cn, so we call it as a cyano. Like in yesterday's video we have learned this, we call it as a cyano complex. If the metal is one OCN, oxygen through oxygen, we call it as a cyanato. So this we'll learn, okay. And today what we are learning, if SCN means this is called your thiocyanate. Today's thiocyanate, okay. If the metal is coordinated with CNO, okay, then it is called as fulminato complex. Fulminato, FUL, fulminato, FULMI, fulminato, SNCN. If metal coordinates with carbon, it is called as fulminato, FULMI, fulminato complex, okay. Then if the metal is coordinated with the nitrogen C, then it's called isocyano, okay, or isocyanate. If it is NCO, isocyanate, isocyanate. NCS, metal if coordinates with the NCS, we call it as a isothiocyanate, isothiocyanate, okay. So like this. So these two compounds, they are forming as a true isomeric, okay, linkage isomeric type of we can say these ions, okay, they work as a linkage isomer. Either they can coordinate with oxygen, or they can coordinate with the carbon, nitrogen, like this. So they are a true linkage isomerism there, okay. So in that, if you see thiocyanate, yes, CN, okay, thiocyanate. So these coordinate to the metal through nitrogen or the sulfur, or sometimes both, okay. So with the metal NCSM dash or both, okay, like this. And you can see that for transition MS series like chromium manganese, okay, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc, okay, they form the metal to nitrogen bonds. Whereas the in some of the second and third transition series like rhodium, okay, palladium, then silver, cadmium, okay, then iridium, platinum, gold. If you see such series, second and third series of transitions, so they form the bond with metal to sulfur, like here metal to nitrogen. So these are going to form metal with the bond with the sulfur here, okay, bonds. And some other factors, like in yesterday's video we learned the oxidation state of the metal, nature of other ligands, okay, in the complex, steric considerations. Also they influence the mode of the coordination, okay. And if you see the points here, the cyanide stretching frequency are generally, so if you see the cyanide stretching frequency are generally lower in nitrogen bonded complexes. The frequency is generally lower in nitrogen bonded complexes, okay. That is near or below, I can say 2050 per centimeter, below 2050 per centimeter, okay. Then if you see in sulfur bonded complexes, in sulfur bonded complexes, so these sulfur bonded complexes, you can see it is around near 2100 per centimeter. Sulfur bonded complexes 2100 per centimeter, okay. And the bridging complexes, if you see here, the bridging, that is metal to nitrogen CS carbon mem dash, so bridging like this, they exhibit the vibrations of Cn well above 2100 per centimeters. Okay, they are going to show well above this per centimeter. Okay, if it is the rigid form. So this is how we can correlate how the IR spectra helps, and most of and several workers have worked on these vibrations of carbon sulfur vibrations. Okay, in different ranges, and it's a very complicated type of work you can see here in of this thiocyanato complex. Now, if I go for the vibrational frequencies of vibrational frequency, okay, if I go for vibrational frequency of isothiocyanato and thiocyanato, of isothiocyanato and thiocyanato, isothiocyanato and thiocyanato vibrational frequency, if we study of some of the complexes, for example, some compound will take as a some example. So first we will take as a isothiocyanato, that is potassium simple compound, NCS, potassium NCS. And for vibrations we go for some of the vibrations of carbon nitrogen stretching, and here we'll go for carbon sulfur stretching, and here we'll go for vibrations of nitrogen sulfur carbon this one, like this NCS. Okay, and if you see this of isothiocyanato potassium here, so here the vibrational frequency of Cn is comes under 2053 per centimeter, and that of Cs it comes to be 748 per centimeter, and the rocking vibrations of nitrogen, carbon and sulfur isothiocyanato here, so it comes it shows two peaks at 286 and 471 per centimeter, 286 471 per centimeter. So this is what about the potassium isothiocyanato. Okay, similarly similarly if we go for simple example of thiocyanato, that is potassium, okay, gold SCN, potassium gold SCN. Now, okay, so we can go for this four times. Okay, SCN potassium gold SCN four times, so we'll see this SCN four times. Okay, and if you see the stretching, symmetric stretching for this, it comes to be 2130 per centimeter. Here cyanide, it comes to be 2130 per centimeter, you can see here. So 2053 is there, but here it is coming 2130, a little bit higher side here for this when it is bonded with sulfur. Okay, and here it is nitrogen, simply like this. Okay, and if you see this you can see a wide peak, you can get it here in 700 per centimeter. So here it is 748 CS, so here it is 700 per centimeter. So we are going to get a wide peak here. Okay, and again another wide peak we are going to get at 458. Okay, here we can 458 per centimeter. Okay, like this. So there are so many complexes. So this is how just by binding with nitrogen and sulfur, you can see the vibration frequencies are also changing here. Okay, so see this is showing like this when nitrogen is there, so it is coming in lower side, lower frequency. Here you can see 748, and again lower frequency. Here you can see 2000 higher frequency, like this. So this is how the IR spectroscopy plays important role. Okay, whenever the such type of complexes they are used, okay, and they are showing the linkage type of nature here, either they are going to bond with nitrogen or sulfur. Okay, so this is how we can show or learn the IR spectroscopy in the how the application part is going to help for such complexes. Even if we go for the linkage type, so there also we can see, if I go for vibrational, okay, vibrational frequencies of linkages, vibrational frequencies of linkage now. Okay, isomers, linkage isomers. Okay, involving if you go for, we'll take this also NCS, involving this group. Okay, so we'll do, what we'll see here is if I take a simple complex here, okay, of trans, okay, palladium, arsenic pH3 twice NCS. Okay, AS pH3 twice NCS, AS arsenic pH3 twice NCS twice. If I take this example, trans palladium AsPH3 thrice, okay, twice, and NCS twice. If I take this complex here, and if you see type of bonding here, so type of bonding, since we are learning about the frequencies linkage here isomers, so both these chances are there that may bond with nitrogen and it may bond with the sulfur. Okay. So if you see now frequencies here, so of C and stretching here, so nitrogen bonded, if it is there, so you are going to see frequency at 2089 per centimeter, and if it's sulfur bonded, you can see 2119 per centimeter. So if sulfur is bonded, so a little bit higher frequency, nitrogen we are getting lower frequency. Okay, so this is for carbon nitrogen stretching frequency, and if you go for carbon sulfur stretching frequency CS, so you are going to get 854 per centimeter. So this is going to show nitrogen bonded 854 per centimeter, but this is not going to show you, so this is how the another example of the isomeric form of the isothiocyanate can help us to show how the variety of the linkages. Okay, linkage isomer can be helped, can IR can be used to know the different isomeric form. Okay, because in most of the cases we can see that both the cases we see some of the linkage isomer, for example the cobalt complexes we have taken it here, so like this. Okay, so how they are going to bond it here like this. Okay, so NCS, so this is a cobalt complex. Okay, so you can see that how complexes with they are binding with the two trans nature here and NCS here, or sometimes it may bind in this way. Okay, like this. Chances are this cobalt complex of a chelate compound here. So you can see here, here you can take it as NCS, and here you can see that it is binding with thiocyanate. Or sometimes there is the possibility of this binding of this cobalt with the ESCN and ESCN. So this is how the variety of linkage isomerisms involving NCS group can be prepared, and we can see that. So different frequencies we can see, depending on the different frequencies we can see this such type of complexes can exhibit. For example, in this isomers, okay, so they are going to exhibit the frequency of CN at 2110 per centimeter. Okay, they can be distinguished in differences in the intensity of the cyanide bands. Okay, and this is how, and this isomer is SCN isomer is the weakest. So here this isomer is the weakest. It is going to show the weakest SCN isomer. Okay, weakest, and you can see that this NCS and SCN, this is you can see they are going to be, yeah, isomer. Okay, it is in between, that is weaker and stronger and the weak in between. Okay, so you can see these peaks of this here. So like this we can correlate such a isomeric form, okay, of the complexes of the thiocyanate complexes with the help of IR frequencies, with the help of the IR frequencies. In sometimes you can see according to Chat and Duncanson. Okay? You see according to Chat and Duncanson. You know that in previous year I think you have learned this during the bonding of the ethylene, which is the JC salt. Okay, so there we come across the Chat and Duncanson. Okay, so the cyanide stretching of the platinum. So he has studied the platinum complex. So according to him, so the cyanide stretching frequency of platinum 2 complexes. Okay, platinum 2 complexes. So platinum 2 complex, according to him, he has studied the platinum complexes, the cyanide stretching here. Okay, so the PT2 complexes was observed at 2182 to 2150 per centimeter, 2182 to 2150 per centimeter. Okay, so this is and this is for the terminal NCS group. Okay, this is for the terminal NCS group, terminal NCS group. Okay, so this is how and because the structure for this is, so we can give in this way: platinum, so SCN, SCN, it is binding with sulfur here. Then this again here, platinum with sulfur here, then chlorine, and this is one pyridine isopropyl tries. Okay, so you can take chlorine and N isopropyl thrice, so like this. Okay, so this is what the N propyl. Okay, so this is the N propyl, N propyl P phosphine. Okay, and here, or you can see that this is bonded with sulfur here, bonded with sulfur here, then platinum N propyl phosphine here, N propyl phosphine, chloride, chloride. This is one according to Duncan and chart. Okay, so this is one isomeric form we can represent, and another we can represent like Pt sulfur, sulfur, Cn cyanide, Pt SCN, N propyl thrice. Okay, similarly N propyl thrice P, and here SCN, Cn, like this. Okay, so this is how we can see here. So here's cyanide, thiocyanide, SCN, SCN, like this on four sides, N propyl. Here there is no halide, here it is halide. Okay, but here it is coordinated with the SCN. Okay, so this is how. Now you can see this compound. If you see in this compound, okay, where there is halide like this, and SCN is bounded with, bridged with the CN, and N propyl phosphine here both side. Okay, so in this compound they exhibit two isomer alpha and beta, this one. Okay, this compound exhibit two isomer alpha and beta, and they absorb at 2162 and 2169, 2162 per centimeter and 2169 per centimeter. Okay, alpha and beta, they are going to absorb 2162, 2169 respectively. Okay, and this is what we can the IR is going to help us, okay, to know how the frequencies will help us to know the different structures of the uh, isomers, okay, of the when they are bonding with the uh, sulfur, with maybe the sulfur or the nitrogen. Okay, so this is how. Even if you see the compound, this one, okay, rhenium, okay, ReNCS, NCS, Re, like this. Okay, it's all terminal. You can take it as a NCS only. Okay? All terminal, you can take it as a NCS group, or also these all are nitrogen bonded like this. NCS group are all nitrogen bonded. So if you see the X-ray analysis also of this complex, NCS of this complex, that is Re2, okay, Re2 NCS like this. NCS 10 times minus 3, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 5, 1 2 1 1 2 3 4 5, yeah, 10 times, correct. Re2 NCS 10 minus 3. Okay, if you see this complex, Re2 NCS 10 times 3 minus ion. So this complex, according to X-ray analysis, if you see here, so ions, they can solely, they are nitrogen bonded bridging thiocyanate group here, that exhibits of cyanide stretching here, CN stretching near 1900 per centimeter, 1900 per centimeter. Okay, so this is how nitrogen bonded bridged thiocyanate, okay, groups, so they are going to exhibit 1900 per centimeter. And in polymeric bridging complex, if you see in some of the examples, polymeric bridging type here, the NCS, the stretching will be changing here. So in polymeric forms, you can see the stretching of CN. So it goes to 2140 per centimeter, 2140 and 2088 per centimeter, like this. Okay, so NCS bridging, end to end type bridging in the polymeric form. So this is how in today's class we learned uh, regarding the change in the IR frequencies. Okay, when the thiocyanate, this ligand is used here. Okay, so in yesterday's video we have seen about the cyano, and today we have seen all this example with respect to thiocyanate. Okay, in the next video we will see cyanato. Okay, cyano, thiocyanate and cyanato. So this is what, that is what metal bridging with OCN. Okay, so that will complete one series, okay, cyano, cyanato and thiocyanato, okay, which is there for your syllabus. Thank you.